Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Monsieur. I'm called to return to speak about transcendental psychology. There is a great shift that is going on. It's like very important days. It's normal to be a bit stressed, not stressed, but tense about the great changes that are coming. And it's like, yeah, I do feel like we're really at the end of the cycle. I want to discuss a few ideas. The first one is that this matrix, this called what we call illusionary, for not because it's unreal, because what we believe about the reality is not all that true. And this matrix is a holographic matrix, a matrix made of atoms and particles that was created by the prime creator, and not created by the prime creator, but approved by the prime creator as a field to experience physicality, and yet this matrix was hijacked by dark lords, and everything was turned around, and it became like a major nightmare for a lot of people to live in. It's like an experience gone wrong. But right now there is a transforming energy because this matrix is saturated with light and love, and some of the scenarios that were forced into the matrix, that was planned, designed, and created for the suffering experience of humanity, has been cancelled, and new scenarios are being introduced into this holographic matrix. So it is. You have to understand that because of that, the dark ones are really in fear and anger, and they're ready to. It's going to continue this moving into action as much as possible. They move into extreme actions, but they won't be able to prevent the ascension of humanity and the planet. We have to understand we're all equally loved in the eyes of God, and whether we're rich, we're poor, we're women, we're men, we're tall, we're short, no matter what our race or our religion, we're all one equally loved in the eyes of God, and our mission is to love ourselves and to love God as much as God loves us, which is not always easy, but it's part of we're learning that and understanding there is no God outside of us. Of course, there is higher. God is at the center of the universe and at the center of paradise. We will never move from there. If we were to move from the center of paradise, everything would disappear except God would still be there. But the only way we can truly connect to God in a meaningful way is to know that He is, to love Him for what He is, to love it because He's within us, and then love us because He's everywhere else. So it's like the connection that needs to be made is to align with the divine law, is the communion with the source within ourselves and above, to align on the vertical axis. So it is what we need to do is to neutralize any aspect of ego negativity in the ego that we may have still going on within our consciousness, which is about blame, about shame, about guilt, regrets, and all the time that's been wasted. So it's like. It's very delicate, but we need to revisit our past when it comes up, armed with love and compassion and forgiveness. It is very, very essential to neutralize, for the Shakespeare used to say, or even Heraclitus before him, that the life is a stage. We come in, we watch, and we're gone. And so, but life is a stage. We're all playing our role because every other role is taken. Eventually, we'll drop the mask of the ego and play our true divinity within the earth stage. But there is another stage, which is our mind. Within our mind, there is a stage, and that's really where we need to take the control. For every truth has an opposite. Whenever we see the light of the soul, the beauty, the love of God, the enlightened ideas, is always being opposed by doubts and fears and all kinds of things. It is when we need to say no. This is not. And with enough constancy, we just control to focalize only on the reality we want. So it is very important to know what we want and to focalize only on that. It takes a long time for that. So that's why forgiveness, to revisit our past when we didn't have all this understanding and power before we could actually create that. And it's a step-by-step process, and we can't just expect to have it all done in one in just snap of a finger. It is something that is continuously, we need to learn and grow and forgive and focalize on the positive. So it's like the same thing with the Nesara, Jesara, the abundance. People want to see it outside of themselves, but before it can happen outside of themselves, they need to feel that within, to feel the abundance, the wealth, the prosperity, all of that needs. And in order to do that, we need to connect to our higher self, who's already in the abundance of the eternal connection of the eternal God, which is infinitely abundant, infinitely rich. Trust in the wisdom that guides you. For just know that the mind, that the stage that we need to control and master is within your mind. We cannot control, it's no longer secret. We need to dominate with our mind all the realities that are that are affecting us negatively. So we just neutralize it and through love and compassion, not in a brutal way, but it's within our mind that we need to have this control, and and also, before the shift can happen, there is 144,000 avatars, ascended masters that incarnated on the planet all around the world, and they all need to be ready for the fifth dimension before the shift. The solar flash events will come to shift humanity into the fourth dimension, and hopefully 2/3 of the humanity will be able to pass that test. 1/3 will not pass the test; they will go on to another reality. For death was the soul delusions by the Anunnaki. They introduced the idea of death after life. There is nothing, so just follow what you've been told. But it's a complete illusion. As eternal soul, we can never die. It is just a temporary experience. Yes, pain and suffering can be real. So we want to alleviate that, to understand money is extremely necessary in this world. But love, joy, and gratitude cannot be bought. There are some people that have a lot of money, but they have no love, they have no joy, they have no gratitude. They just have greed. And so, not blame them. That's the game plan for this lifetime. But understand that this love, this joy, this gratitude, and the abundance that come along with it is a God-given right. So we're going to be moving into more higher cosmic reality. But I wanted to thank you for your presence, continue to cultivate this sense of anchoring this higher light into the planet. It's really assisting. I thank you so very much for your donations. It's really assisting me right now, although I know my point of freedom will soon be coming, and financial freedom. And I thank you for supporting the channel. From a galactic standpoint, we're moving towards the integration into the Sirian star system. The Sirian is a Christed being. There is no way to freedom without the Christ. The Christ is the central way. Christ is more than an individual. It is love, light, unconditional love, unconditional light, unconditional forgiveness. And the Sirian beings are Christed beings. They are the Sirian portal is a portal that opens to the galactic center, the 100th dimension. So it is very important to realize that this Christos Sophia has to awaken the collective Messiah. Yet we can call on Joshua, call on Sananda. He is the Admiral that as a personality. The Christ Michael is the commander-in-chief of all celestial armies within this universe. The Pleiadians are already getting their fleets that are coming from the Pleiades, which is the central sun of our universe, is located in the Pleiades, called Alcyone. And this beautiful being that is Alcyone is sending light through our sun to increase the frequency, to overload the dark matrix with light. And so the shift is happening. There is no preventing it. So the Pleiadians will be ready for first contact. The Arcturians are the most probably active on the energetic transdimensional level, with the Archangel Michael and the Princess Aurora, the goddess Aurora, that are assisting on everybody's doing their work on certain planes of reality. Everybody's been commissioned to do certain work, and so for us is to keep our frequency high, to eliminate all negative traits left from, and also to that the mind doesn't impose negative things on our body because of old past rhythm and like excessive alcohol or drugs or anything. Slowly but surely, this needs to be removed, so that the mind. The body can return to a perfect health, sense of health. It is not about blame, as we're talking about champagne, but it's with a lot of moderation. I'm never gonna be drunk again, that's for sure. But you can still enjoy the ascended grapes, like wine or something, once in a while. But same thing with food. It's like we can enjoy all kinds of food, but with moderation. And processed food is not really such a good idea. So we do need to. We've created all kinds of shield around us to protect us from the negativity of the world. And so that's just the ego will always trying to protect us from all kinds of things, and so it is something natural that we have those things. And it's like when we do meditation, we close all the senses, that we turn them within to the inner light of the heart, to the soul, so that can receive education and be led to wisdom. So it's like because the negativity is always there. in the outside world, in this dark matrix. But less and less, the more our light shines, the less the negativity will impact us as well. And we have to learn to drop the shield at time to experience the love, because if we don't, that's also the game of the dark. So it's like they force us to put shield, so we never experience the one love that is the whole, the divine matrix that englobes all other reality, the unity. Yet as individual, we need to have boundaries. We are individual. We need to operate within a certain frame, and learning to grow towards unity, but also unity within ourselves, unity with our soul, our spirit, our higher self, our higher dimensional self. Yet understanding every being is also doing that, and it's an individual universe that has the same connection to source. And within ourselves, because it seems a lot easier as human beings when we fell in love, for instance, and we merge in with another soul, we feel deep intimacy, but we cannot find, it's more difficult to find that within ourselves, to have this intimacy, the joy and ecstasy of intimacy within ourselves, until we find that's what we're looking for, this other part. But in truth, we have this what we call the immortal. It is our soul and astral body will eventually meet as a masculine, feminine, a divine masculine, a divine feminine. Our true counterpart is ethereal, and once they meet and they fuse, they will come into cosmic orgasm. It's like it's the sexuality of immortals, of saints and Buddhas. They find this intimacy, the true counterpart within. Doesn't mean we cannot enjoy the sex or the pleasures of physical life, physical relationship, but there is this true this connection, that this experience as this meeting. I've had a few encounters, but I haven't really been able to fully meet and fuse my consciousness with my counterparts. And so we just want to continue to cultivate whatever sense of highest vision, highest possibility, highest life, highest reality that we want. It's not just wishful thinking. It is much more than that, as the only possible choice, and not to allow negative energy or interfering energy to obstruct that. Yet we need to adapt the energies of what we want to the energies, if there are other people involved in the situation, to the level of consciousness and the level of reality and circumstances of the other people, trusting that if something is called by the soul, it will come together in an harmonious fashion, in an harmonious way. So we'll need the shield less and less as time goes on, and we'll become more playful. It is very important to know the mission is important, but it's not, it's serious. It's like all of that which we do as world teachers, whatever we do, our role as parent, as business, in the work we do, in the social, whatever, it's all very important. But to be playful is very important, to let the inner child being expressed, and to do not forget to play, because otherwise your inner child will greatly suffer. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Thank you so very much. Kind of cold, so I got warmed up. I'm going to pull a few cards. I do feel senses. It's like big days coming right now. It's like big transformation, and there's so many things that will be coming all at once. The observer of the day is nothing is better than your home. To feel good within your body, to feel good within your environment. Or if your environment is not ideal for what we seek, just continue to ask your soul and your spirit to show you where you're going in terms of having this wonderful environment and this wonderful creative environment where you can actually be yourself. The highest wisdom is the orphan. It is like when we dropped into the third dimension, we lost all connection to our higher self. And so it is important to reconnect, to reconstruct our light body, to reconnect, to open our wings, and to reconnect to our spiritual complex. Once we'll be there, it's like everything else will be no rush to unfold anything else, because that will be the satisfaction that we'll always have at all time, this satisfaction, this union of connection with a plethora of consciousness, and we'll always have access to that as we move into this fifth dimension. What we need to understand is a solid foundation, is the value, the integrity, is all our principles. That's creating solid foundation. We are the foundation. We've created those foundations. Now we're going to build the house, this house of this new consciousness, new society. What we need to do is the big pile of gold, is all that shine, is to understand the facade of things and the inner planes. If we only focus on the outside, then we'll be shaken up inside. But if we stay centralized in our heart, then all of that can be enjoyed. and the mask will drop, to understand that. And the outcome will be an exchange of gift, the state of grace. It's like everything is like there is a give and take, there is the sharing, there is all kinds of energy exchange at all times. Some energies belong to us, some energies belong to others, and some energies are universal. So we have to learn to decipher that. You can call on the archangels or your masters or your angels or to help you, assist you with that. Sometimes it is easier to work with your collective guides than to go directly to the creator, because the creator likes you to discover things by yourself. So sometimes you will often remain silent in relationship when your guides will be allowed to show you things that so it's like to go quicker into the understanding. The observer of the day is the monk or the nun. It's mean renouncing all the vows of celibacy and poverty that we made in any past life, yet not to disperse our energy, to become the serene, the serenity. The highest wisdom is health. It's about understanding the needs of the body and not to allow the mind, the repetition of the mind because the mind is always has its desire, but sometimes it is not in alignment with the body, and the ascension comes between the balance between mind and the body, with the soul. What we need to understand is the angels, to be aligned with the angels, to call on the angels. The angels are divine, powerful beings of great humor. They're very intelligent. They have a lot of sense of humor. They're very light, but they will be able to assist us and will be able to command angels towards the realization of many things as we ascend. What we need to do is to be the trees. There's the trees, to be anchored, to be really well anchored within our reality, and to continue to grow towards the sky. And the outcome is Egypt. It's the understanding of immortality and the Akash and all of that. All of this will happen in due time when we're ready to receive something. So I was going to sing a song called the Battle Anthem of the Republic, but right before I was going to sing that, it's like there is this other song that imposed itself into my mind, so I thought I sang it. It's an old song of the Rolling Stones. It's about somebody who wants that an old love come back. So it's called Tell Me. It goes like this. I want you back again. I want your love again. I know you find it hard to reason with me, but this time it's different. Darling, you'll see. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You said we're through before you walked out on me before. I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to know. This time it's different and determined to go. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. I wait as the days go by. I long for the night to go by. I hear a knock on my door, that this never come. I hear the telephone that hasn't rung. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. You gotta tell me you coming back to me. Well, I have some sense that like some relationship that was broken up are so strong. They're too strong. They're not gonna. They will come back, and it's like whatever the soul is like this. There's deep soul connections that are. I'm sorry. Maybe I should sing a lot of the sky and a lot of the roof here in the video. So it's like everything will come back together, and we have to trust the plan of the Creator. and trust our soul, trust our intuition, eliminate all the negative interference that are about circumstances of life. They may be true on a relative level in relationship to time and space, but the eternal reality of the soul is really what we want to manifest. And the medias will soon have no choice but to reveal all of the dark programmation. And it's like the observer of the day is the revelation. There's so much that needs to be revealed and will be revealed in the coming times. The highest wisdom is complementarity. Because we do look for a match for who we are, the people and the love, the people, the circumstances that are a true match for who we are. We have been facing like the opposite of what we truly are, just to see the contrast. Now we just within our mind we're able to remove all the opposing effect. What we need to understand is joy. Cultivate joy, to sense of joy, of happiness, to let your heart lead the way. Sometimes there is a dance. Sometimes there is like, you still have to dance. You don't want to force anything. You want to go with the flow. What we need to understand, what we need to do is the choice. We need to make choices. Sometimes the choices are not easy to make. And the outcome will be the destiny. And the destiny, our highest destiny, will be fulfilled as we continue to follow our heart, follow the love, follow the highest joy, our highest passion. For within the choice, there is reconciliation, there is elevation, and there is rejoicing. So it's like those are the good choices we make. So it's like just be ready for all that, be ready for freedom, be ready for abundance, continue to cultivate this sense of connection within. And so I'm just expressing whatever my highest wisdom, my inspiration is of today. But it is important that the more we are within our connected self, and the 144,000, as all of them get activated and ready for fifth dimension, the whole of humanity, the solar flash will come, and the whole of humanity will be moving into this fourth dimension and will be elevated into this fifth dimension. Spirit showed me it is it is really what is coming for us. I thank you so very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.